if someone shows up. I didn't announce the stream. I just had a chance now, and I've been recording some HDR videos, so that basically slows down. I mean, stops the channel content because when you upload an HDR video, YouTube takes forever to process it. So I want to show you how the games look, but I cannot because it just stops the flow of the channel. I have like 3 HDR videos that I uploaded. So I upload them very fast. The problem is the YouTube processing. So yeah, man, that's why I don't record HDR videos, but I wanted to show you how good this new mod is looking. Hey, what's up? Let me see the chat. What's up, Victor? Hello, Diaz, Chrysler. Yo, what's up, everybody? So, man, I've been like non-stop testing games, okay? I'm like opening, installing, uninstalling, installing, uninstalling games. It has been like non-stop for the last, since I discovered this thing, because I just have to figure out what's going on here because it's just amazing, man. It just looks amazing. Right now I am opening right now the division, the first part, and it's just, man, I would like to do like an edited video side by side, the Division 2 native HDR, which is very good, with this one, with the mod, with the first part, with the mod. Man, that's gonna be so close. And also the Division 2 native HDR has a little bit of a black level race that you have to fix. But even after fixing that, to compare them side by side, because it is just flawless, man. Hey, what's up, M. Sosa? Thank you for being here. So yeah, also I want to just take the temperature. How are you guys doing? Like where are we? Like, you have any questions? Is there anything from the things that we've covered so far? Is there anything that you would like me to elaborate, to explain? Like, if there's something that I need to make sure that I cover, because I know I'd release videos like non-stop, like one after the other, discovering new things, and sometimes people ask me questions that I already answered, but I feel like it is maybe difficult to find the videos because I have so many. So I just want to know if there is something I have to make sure that I explain, because I don't want to be like hyping this. Oh, this is amazing, amazing, amazing. There are some people, man, I cannot even make this work. It's not working for me. There's something I'm doing wrong. That's what I get. So yeah, let me see what you guys saying. Some games work, some don't. Yeah, you enable, disable Windows HDR is boring. So yeah, the reason why some games are not working with this, I'm sure, is the anti-cheat protection. Perfect example, a Starfield. Because a Starfield, the reason we know it should work for sure is because of the mod that I share. So the mod that I share for Starfield is doing the exact same thing as this Major Paint the Cactus mod. But the only difference is that that mod is bypassing the anti-cheat, so the game launches. That's it. So if we can somehow find a mod, another mod, to bypass that anti-cheat, then maybe this will work in more games. And also, this might work in games that are not official, if you get what I'm saying. And that is something that I've been thinking on testing. But here's the thing. Let's say that I find out that this mod works with non-official games. I cannot recommend that. I cannot make a video and say, you know what? Screw all these companies, just, get the desktop free version of the game so the HDR works. I cannot do that. So it is something that I've been thinking, should I explore that? But I don't want to, because if I find out that that's the problem, then I cannot recommend it. Okay? So yeah, let me know. We're trying to figure this out together. Hey, hello. That Deus, like Deus Ex. M. Sosa said, tried Red Dead 2 and GTA 5, non work. Yeah, the reason is that engine is too old. It doesn't have HDR10. So what this mod does is that it calls for the HDR from the engine. So if the engine doesn't even have that, that call is not going to get answered. So the HDR that Redemption 2 has is HDR10, but it's something weird, man. It is not sCRGB, it is not auto HDR, but it's something very weird that they implemented. Or maybe it's just not working because of the anti-cheat. You know how Rockstar is with the protection. They don't like any mods, they don't like anything that has to do with changing their game. So that might be why. Yeah, congrats for the 5,000 subscribers. Yeah, man, this is amazing. I mean, everyone says the same thing. Oh, I could have never imagined. But think about this. I decided to upload a single video with a plasma TV. Okay, I got the plasma TV, $25. I was looking at that thing and I was saying, man, this is just unreal. Okay, unreal. I have an IPS gaming monitor, 1440p. That's what most people have, and that's like the standard, like just the normal. Like I would say most people have that to play with a PC. And I get this $25 plasma TV, and I'm like, this is so much better. People need to know. So I upload this single video, okay, and I was not thinking, oh, you know what, I'm going to open a YouTube channel and start uploading videos. I would never thought about this, okay, and it has been like a year and a half, even less. 5,000 subscribers, that's a lot, man. So I really appreciate you guys for being here. And if you're here, it's because you really see the value and you like the things that I'm sharing and the way we're building this community. Because I've never asked anyone to subscribe or like or none of that. I mean, it's a very rare exception when I say, man, this information is gold, share this content. But I am never like, begging for anyone to be here. And if you're here, I really appreciate it, because that means that you really see the community that we're building here, and we are basically all learning together. I learned from you. I mean, I discovered this mod because someone told me, hey, you see what you're recommending on Starfield, there's actually a mod that works for a lot of games. You should try it because it does the same thing. So then when I tried that, I get it working with the Lilium inverse tone mapping. I was like blown away. Of course, I tested like all kinds of tone mapping, and that was the best one. So yeah. Let's see. Saludos, Ariel, Enrique, Buster. So we have Spanish-speaking people. I'm from Cuba, so I speak Spanish too, but I'll keep it in English. Dean Dran says, congratulations on 5,000 subscribers. Thank you, man. Hello, Plasma, says Reiso Govi. Congrats for reaching 5,000. I'm happy for you, man. I'm very happy too. Wow, 5,000K, says Troll Daniel. That was a lot in the very short time. Congrats, keep doing it. It has been a lot, man. And think about this. Here's the thing. I do not edit videos. Okay, I do not plan the videos. I do not script. I do not think, which video should I do tomorrow? Most of the videos that I have on the channel are like a couple tries, maybe 3 times. The only thing that I sometimes repeat is the intro, because I don't even know exactly what I'm going to talk about. I don't even know all the talking points and the things. So basically on that intro of the video is when I decided when I decide what is that I am going to talk about. So sometimes I hit record and I say, okay, we're gonna talk about this and that. I say, oh no, I know now. We're gonna talk about this. See? So most of the videos are like that, like a couple tries, and most of the videos are first try, so no edits. And I do not, like on the videos, usually on YouTube, you need to add a tag so people can find the video. My videos don't even have tag. Like I don't even go through the process of trying to make the video visible on YouTube. The reason why the channel is growing is because we're killing it. We're discovering a lot of things, and people really appreciate it. So I'm very, very happy with that. Uh, so yeah, and we have 17 people on the chat. I really appreciate you guys being here. Let me know if you have any questions. Like, I want to just take the temperature to see where we are, and if there's something that we need to cover before we move forward. Okay. Someone asked, Dice asked, does Dolby Atoms work in a headset via OLED TV? Dolby Atmos? I have no idea. So what I know about Dolby Atmos, the sound, is that it is about sounds from the top and sounds from the bottom. Okay, so PS5 had this update. So the other thing that I know about Dolby Atmos is that on the Xbox there's a delay. There's an input, not an input. There's a latency problem. Okay, so the sound is kind of delayed, and like it's just the way it is. There's no workaround for that. And so now on the PS5 with the update is working better, but it is not like native Dolby Atmos. It is using the Tempest or something like that audio chip that the PS5 has. So about Dolby Atmos on the PC, I have no idea. I haven't, because I don't have the audio for that. So right now I got my audio receiver, and I got 2 additional speakers. So now I have 4. I got 2 bookshelf. Let me show you. I got these 2 new speakers. These are very cheap speakers. These are Polk Audio. This is like $150 on Amazon, but I didn't pay for it. This is speakers they were just here on the house where I moved, and they sound very good. So what I'm going to do, I added just to test it on the back, but I might just add them as 2 more front speakers, and then I have the TV speakers and the bigger one. So I have 6 right now. So I'm probably just going to get a subwoofer to finish the setup. So yeah, I am basically getting started with this kind of stuff. I have no idea if Dolby works with a headset. I don't know yet, and I don't know how to make it work on Windows either. So I'm like a noob when it comes to audio. Yeah, I see a lot of new people joining. Como está mi hermano Mystic? What's up, Shadow Play and HopX? So let me keep reading the questions. I want to read all the comments on the time that we have. Let's see. Wow, we got a lot of comments. Let's see. Razor said that I am very unique. I try to do everything different from everybody. Definitely, there is something I might need to improve for the channel to grow. We need some beauty on the channel. That's not me. So I need to improve the. For example, I was watching the other day the MMA hour. Ariel Hawani. His name is Ariel, like me. I like MMA and the UFC. And I was watching it on the plasma TV. And man, I was blown away with just the colors of the studio. Okay, he has some red colors, blue colors, the lighting on the studio, and the live stream is just 1080p 30 frames per second, but it looks amazing. It looks amazing because of the place, the setup, the colors. So I was thinking, man, I need something like that. If I can have my ugly face with a nice and beautiful background, that's definitely going to make the channel more appealing, because you guys are here, you don't care about none of that stuff. You care about the real thing, okay? But some people, they are not going to watch the video, okay? They see a video where you cannot even see my face because I have to adjust the camera settings to show you the game. Some people don't understand that. Okay, some of my family members were telling me, man, I want to see you. Okay, I enjoy seeing your face. Why I cannot see your face? They don't understand. I have to adjust my camera settings because the screen is so bright, and if I lower the ISO, you cannot see my face unless I point a light to my face. But if I point a light to my face, then you see reflections on the screen. It's difficult, okay? So that's something that I need to figure out, just a way to present the videos better without editing. I'm never gonna do editing. It's just I'm not gonna do it. Okay, it's just too much time, and the reason why I have this channel is because it's very easy for me. I just have an idea, I have something to share, so you just hit record and put it out there. If I have to do editing, I would not make any videos, honestly. And yeah, and I don't care about perfection either. I just want to improve. That's it. Just improve a little bit, and let's see where we go. Where we can go. TT says, I got the HDR mod to work on Battlefield 4, but not Battlefield 3. It freezes on startup for some reason. Yeah, what I see sometimes is that even when you have the same engine, these engines, they get updated. So for example, the same thing happened to me. I tested Rise of the Tomb Raider. It works. But here's the thing. They implemented native HDR on Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Part 3. So it seems like the engine was ready in Part 2. But if you test the first one, the original Tomb Raider, it doesn't work. Okay? That's from 2013. It doesn't work. And the reason why it doesn't work, I believe, is that because the engine it's not answering the call for HDR10. It just doesn't have it. Okay? But it was added later. So that's the same thing. I'm sure that's the same thing is happening with that Battlefield for you. So yeah, very old games, it's not gonna work. I think the oldest game I've tried this was Shadow of Mordor. Which one is older, Shadow of Mordor or Metro Last Light? I'm not sure, but it works and it's just amazing. So yeah, very, very old games, it might not work. But again, Shadow of Mordor doesn't have the native HDR, but then you have the Shadow of War that does have the native HDR, which is 10,000 nits. You have to use the Lilium tone mapping to get it fixed. So yeah, let's see what else we have here. Razor said you got big potential. I hope so. Team Brussels says, I think of all the work you've done, the pieces and videos on Lilium Reshade is the best information to fix any HDR game. Absolutely. I mean, this Lilium shaders, it's just a game changer. I mean, anyone with a PC and an HDR display has to know this, man. It's just a must right now to enjoy HDR gaming. And the best thing about that is, we started sharing TV settings, okay, specifically to the LG OLEDs. And if you have a different display, you can still try to do the same thing, just using test patterns and the things that I recommend. But it is different because it depends on, which display you have. But with these Lilium shaders, you can fix it for all displays. So before these Lilium shaders, if I were to buy a new TV, I would be like, man, I'm not sure about it because I'm not going to have the fine-tune dark areas option. I'm not going to have this setting or this tone mapping or this other thing. Right now, with the Lilium shaders, I don't care. Of course, I care that there's a very good HDR display, and I would like the display to have HGIG and all of that. But if it doesn't, it's just a high-quality display. Let's say a Samsung QD OLED, okay? We don't have HDIG there, so a little bit of tone mapping. You don't have the option to change the tone mapping. You don't have the fine-tune dark areas. You don't have the black level control or the fine-tuning that you have on these LG OLEDs. But it doesn't matter because with the Lilium shaders, you can adjust it. So it is perfect for your TV. And that's why it's just a really, really a game changer, in my opinion. Just absolutely amazing, this Lilium shaders. And it's very easy to use. Very, very simple. Just download Reshade. Download the Lilium shaders, you copy the folders, the Lilium shader folders, which is the textures and shaders folder, and that's it. It just works. Very simple. Of course, we have a lot of tweakings. Just play around with it, and you will learn how to make it work. So yeah, let's see. I remember your first videos on your phone. Yeah, I was using a Google Pixel 3 when I started the channel. Man, a Google Pixel 3 took me over, I think, over 2,000 subscribers. Okay, that camera was 1080p 30. Okay, and 4K 32, but it was overheating. It was very difficult to record. I never thought about plasma TV in the past. Plasma TVs are amazing, man. I was telling you, I opened this MMA Hour show on my plasma TV on my Pioneer Kuro, and it was just beautiful. Because of these red colors, the blue colors that they have on the background, it was just looking absolutely incredible. 1080p, it was looking amazing. Plasmas are a beauty, man. I really, really like it. It doesn't matter which TV I have in the future. I want to keep my plasma. Okay, I want to. If I have to move to a place where I cannot carry the plasma, I'm always going to hunt to have a plasma. I have to have it. I just love it. And this Pioneer Kuro is very, very, very good looking, man. It just looks good. It looks very good. Yeah, a lunatic says, hello Ariel, hello Shad, miss you. I'm addicted to your videos. Don't get addicted to anything, bro. I try everything you share with us, and I love it, man. Yeah, try everything. That's the thing. I want you guys to try everything, so you can share your findings too. That helps me. Plasma TV for gaming is best for business. Yeah, plasmas are a great deal, man. Are you going to upgrade your TV? I have a 65-inch LG C1, and I think it is time to upgrade. Maybe QD OLED. So here's the thing. If I get another TV like a QD OLED, I keep my C1 too. So because the C1 is a unique TV, after 2021, we lost the black frame insertion and at 120 FPS. And that is just a different experience that you cannot get with any other display. So I have to keep my C1. Actually, when I think about buying another TV, I'm thinking about a 77-inch LG G1. Okay, that's what I have on mind, or a GX, maybe a used one, because they don't sell them brand new. You can still find them brand new, but I think about that more than you just getting a different display, because I know, for example, I know I get a QD OLED, and the colors are going to wow me. I'm gonna be like, wow, this looks amazing, really, really nice. The screen uniformity is one thing that I've seen on the store when they have these commercials that you see a solid color on the screen that's green or white. The screen uniformity is great. It is almost plasma-like. Okay, I'm really going to enjoy that in the colors. But then when I'm actually playing the games, motion for me is just keen, man. So the other thing that I would probably enjoy a lot with these QD OLEDs, especially the Samsung, is the Game Motion Plus. You can go from 60 FPS, and it has low latency motion interpolation to go from 60 to 120, and you don't lose brightness. That's a very, very nice feature. That's something that I would really, really enjoy for sure. But I would never get rid of my C1. Not as long as they don't come out with a display that supports 120 FPS with strobing. So that's it. I'm just not gonna get rid of it. What's up, Francis Burke? He says the hardest earn 5,000 subs, mate. 10,000 will come a lot faster. Daniel ZH says, hey, hi, congrats on the 5,000 subscribers. I think you have a YouTube channel, Daniel. I have to check out more of your videos. I think that you do PS5 focus video. Is that you? I think I recognize your face. I think that you do the PS5 HDR analysis videos. So thank you for being here, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, let's have maybe do something together. I like to collaborate. Yeah, that's correct. I watch your content too. Well, thank you, man. I mean, I am all for collaborating with everybody. I am here because I like it. Okay, I do this because I like it. I will never ever fight with anyone. I mean, rarely I get a comment that's just nasty or someone just disagreeing with me all the time. I ignore them. Okay, if you say something very stupid, I will block you because I am doing this because I enjoy it. I don't want to fight with anybody, so I'm open to collaborate with all YouTube channels. Okay, TKK, we're doing it with Gaming Tech, Brian Tech Therapy, FOMO in the future, uh, you know, Tech with KG, Max, Chamblis, everybody who wants to do a collaboration with me, I am open to it, and I really, really enjoy doing that. Okay, just it's all love, man. It's all love. So Daniel ZH says the first time I found your channel from Gaming Tech stream. Yeah, I really appreciate Gaming Tech. He has supported the channel since we were just getting started. I mean, I remember when I had 800 subscribers only. Okay, when we discovered HLG, which was just a wild trick to force HLG or SDR. And Gaming Tech, he made a video about it. He gave me the shout out, and he has always supported the channel. So I really appreciate him too, because he has a much bigger platform. Okay, I want to answer all the questions. Let me go back. I will answer your question, Lunatic. Let me go back and keep reading the questions. I don't want to miss any comments. Let's see, we got okay. Let's see what we got here. Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks to you, I was able to understand HDR. Well, I don't understand HDR yet. Okay, here's the thing. I don't like to read. Okay, I just don't like it. I prefer to watch a video. So one day I will just read some HDR information. Okay, information about the standards. I mean, what is BT2446 method A? What is that? Okay, what is inverse tone mapping? What does that mean exactly? Okay, I can do that. I can just search, do a Google search and read that, but it's just like, I don't do that very often, man. So I don't understand really HDR. One thing I do have experience with, just tweaking the settings on my TV, tweaking the settings on the games, and making them the way I like them. That's it. That's what I have experience with. And I think that's the most important thing, because some people like more saturated colors, some people like it more natural looking. And what you have to do is play around with the tools that we have available and just be happy with it, man. Some people really enjoy wild colors. I would show you how to get that. So just play around with these things and be happy with it, okay? To think about the creator's intent on gaming and these games that we're getting, it's just nonsense. Why? Because what is the creator's intent when you have black level rays? That's just a bad looking picture, okay? So when you lower the black level, you're affecting the colors, you're affecting everything, the contrast of the image, everything. So there's no creator's intent. Forget about that. There is like just a handful of games that don't have black level rays and they look very, very good. A handful of games, that's it. So the thing here is to learn how to make the games look the way you like them. That's it. You be happy with it. That's it. A lot of love here on the chat. Thank you guys. Let me keep reading so I don't miss anything. Man, we have a lot of comments. What do you think me buying a CRT 21-inch? Go for it, man. Go for it. The only defect, in my opinion, the only defect that the CRTs have is they are not big enough. So 21 inches is a very big CRT. Okay, 21, 24, that's as big as you can get a monitor. So if it's a TV, maybe it's not worth it because it's too low of a resolution. But if you can get a CRT that is 1080p or more, I mean, not 1080p, but you get what I'm saying, like HD or more, is awesome. Okay, even there are CRTs that are 2K plus. If you can get a monitor like that, that's 100 hertz plus. So you want 100 hertz on a CRT just to not eliminate flickering, but it reduces a lot the perceivable flickering, like a lot. I mean, after 100 hertz, Yeah, you don't need more than that. Basically, put lag on a CRT. It's just flawless, and motion clarity is it's just amazing. The motion clarity of a CRT can be so good that it's going to look. It's gonna have 1 pixel of motion blur at your maximum eye tracking speed, and the reason is when you have a low resolution, the objects on the screen are moving too fast. So, for example, if you open the UFO test at 960 pixels per second, if you have a low resolution or a small screen, the object is moving on screen too fast. So it's going left to right too fast. Okay. And yeah, if the CRT has sub 1 millisecond of persistence, it just basically looks perfect. Some trailing artifacts due to the phosphorus decay, but the motion clarity is amazing. So you get 100 hertz on a CRT just to eliminate not eliminate flickering, but almost, it's gone. You cannot perceive it, and just amazing. Like 2K plus 100 hertz, 21-inch or 24-inch CRT, and if you can get it 16:10 aspect ratio, so it's like it's not 4:3, but even if you get a 4:3, a lot of games scale well with 4:3. Some games don't, unfortunately. So yeah, go for it, man. I'm always hunting for CRTs. I have one already, but I want a big CRT, a big screen. It's difficult to find it, very difficult. Especially, I mean, if you search for the FW900 or something like that, that's just too expensive. I'm not paying $3,000 for electronic device from 2003 or something like that. It's just 20 years old electronic device. That's just not. That's lunacy in my opinion. So yeah, let's keep reading here the comments. So, okay, I bought. Okay, wait. Okay. I had a C2. I have a C2 old. Love it. The C2 is not an old TV. I mean, all the LG OLEDs are about the same. The G3 in terms of colors and stuff is like the G2. The color volume is just about the same as the G2. The G2 is about the same as the C1. It's just about the same thing. Just a little bit more brightness. The menus and the options are almost the same. It's not an old TV at all. So Dolby Atmos, you mean? Yeah, Dolby Atmos. Yeah, that's when I was talking about the audio. Hobox says, congrats on 5,000K, man. Well, you have really helped me start to understand HDR. Did you read Bethesda is patching in contrast controls for Starfield HDR? Yeah, they should. I didn't. Yeah, thanks for letting me know, but yeah, they messed it up. What they have to do is just to add a toggle to turn on and off that color grading mess. The filter, that green filter that they decided to add, they should just have a toggle to turn that. I don't want to curse. To turn that off because it looks very bad. It's just horrendously bad. That's what they have to do. Do that first, and then you add all the options to control, because there is no way to fix that mess unless you turn it off. It's that simple. They says, I bought the app on Xbox for Dolby Atmos. Yeah, on the PC they also want to charge you for that, man. And I'm like, no. Why would I have to pay for a driver? I've never heard that before. Usually you buy a device or something, the drivers are free. Why should I pay for any drivers to get audio working? No, I'm not paying for none of that. So I just watch a video how to make Dolby work on the PC, and I just install the drivers and everything so it works for my receiver, for my AV receiver, and it's working very nice. I'm not paying Microsoft a driver to have Dolby working. No way. And I shared that on a video how to get those drivers work. The video was from a YouTube channel called Sir the Quacks or something like that. I forgot, but I shared that video if you're interested on it on the PC. Shadow Play 3R says, question, I have I tried BFI 120 Hz on my new LG CX, but I couldn't tell the difference between normal and BFI mode. What am I missing? I was getting a smooth 120 FPS in Overwash. Turn off motion blur maybe. If you have motion blur, it's difficult to tell the difference because you're getting blur already. You have to make sure the game doesn't have motion blur forced or something like that. And then what you have to do is pan the camera. Just do this and you will see the difference is huge. Okay, absolutely monumental difference. We're talking about, for example, my LG C1, 120 FPS, 120 Hz on the games. I move the camera. What I'm getting is 8 pixels of motion blur when moving at 1000 pixels per second. So how fast? So think about this. How fast is 1000 pixels per second? On a 4K screen, 1000 pixels per second takes about 4 seconds to go from left to right. That's very slow. Okay, so imagine when you're playing your games, you're panning the camera a lot faster than that. 4 seconds is like this. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. That takes forever. So for an object that is moving this slow, 1, 2, 3, 4, you got 8 pixels of motion blur. 8 pixels of motion blur. That's when you get 120 frames per second, 120 hertz on an OLED. Okay, so compare that with OLED Motion Pro High, where you get on the LG C1, you get 3 pixels of motion blur, from 8 to 3. Okay, that's a huge difference. Like, you will definitely tell the difference. Just pan the camera, turn off motion blur. Okay, try maybe a game that doesn't have, you know, a very blurry TAA. Sometimes TAA blurs. When you move the camera, it blurs. So it is sharp when you have a static image, but when you move the camera, it is blurry. Like Armored Core, for example. Unfortunately, the game is amazing. You move the camera, it's blurry, and it's because of TAA. So try a game that's clean, okay? And turn off motion blur and all that crap, depth of field, all that crap that means blurry. Chromatic aberration is also blurring the peripheral. The chromatic aberration blurs the sides of the screen. So when you have all that crap off, you'll definitely tell the difference using 120 BFI. What's up? A lot of new people joining. What's up, Ali Almehiri? Thank you. High Plasma, congrats for the 5,000 subs. Congratulations from Simlor. Let me keep reading the comments. I will cover all the comments. Let me keep reading them. So let's see where we are. Okay. Man, it's so many comments. Okay, here it is. Mystic says, hola hermano, un abrazo, enhorabuena por los 5,000 por los 50,000. So he's saying basically, congratulations for the 5,000 subs, 50,000 subs next. That's a lot. Well, the cool thing about YouTube is that it's snowballing. So it's just the more you get, the more you get, basically. So that might happen. Shadowplay says, Atmos is a big rabbit hole. Yeah, especially when you have to spend a lot of money in equipment just to get it working. And yeah, the drivers and all the software behind it is a very, very complicated thing, I guess. It's complicated until you understand it and you get it working. Tenacious Kane says, congrats again. HDR Magician. How is your day going? I'm doing great, man. I just got some sun today. Here during the winter, the sun starts to hide at 3 p.m., something like that. I don't like that. So I always go out and to get some sun when I can, because then when the winter comes, it's just like, I really miss, especially coming from Cuba. I miss the sun on the winter time. I am at the very north of the US. So here the winter is very, very tough. You see me wearing protection already. So yeah, I'm having a great day, man. Let's see. Thank you for your a lot for your info, Plasma, says Days. Sosa says green screen. I don't know what you're referring to. You need to do better miniatures too. Not sure what you're referring to. Lazaro says congratulations and hello from France. La France. I don't know how to speak French. Maybe a pool full of plasma TVs as a background. Lol. I have just finished playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2016 remaster on HDR IPS 1440p 240 Hz, and it is so beautiful thanks to your custom settings. Awesome. Thing at Black 4 Evil says, I love you. Much love to everybody, man. Do you really get 240 hertz? You mean if I understand, or if I think that 240 hertz is necessary? Absolutely. Actually, in my opinion, 240 hertz is definitely as good. So 240 hertz is going to improve the motion clarity to the point where I truly believe that everyone will notice the difference. Okay, like it will be obvious to everybody, even if you don't know what to look for, even if you are not paying attention to it, even if you're playing with mouse and keyboard. Because when you pan the camera with a stick, you're panning the camera very stable. But when you're playing with your mouse and you're doing this, you are not paying attention to the transitions. Okay, but even in that case, 240 hertz, 240 FPS is the sweet spot where I believe that everyone will notice the difference. Okay, we're talking about OLEDs. Okay, LCDs might be 360. Okay, I haven't tested LCDs at 360. That's just my guess. So beyond that, I still want it. I want 1,000 hertz or more. Okay, the thing is to get 1,000 FPS in your games. So I want it, but I recognize that 240 hertz would be like the sweet spot. Like everyone will notice that with OLEDs. So yeah, definitely we need 240 hertz. Hey, what's up, TKK? My brother, congrats. Now the road to 10,000 begins to you. Well, congratulations to you. You reached 10,000 subscribers. It was like a week ago, I think. So yeah, we're killing it. We're killing it, man. We have to do something together. I want to do a collaboration with TKK because he's the man of the TVs. Okay, he has them all, and I would love to know and to test the motion clarity settings of all these LCD TVs. Okay, why? Because they could be great. Okay, for example, these TCL TVs, they are advertising 480 something with motion. Okay, so what I believe is that they have a black frame insertion or PWM, any kind of backlight manipulation technique to improve the motion clarity, and it basically looks like a 480 hertz display. Okay, so it would be improving the motion clarity in 4x. That needs to be tested. So I would love to do a collaboration with TKK to check out specifically the motion clarity settings of those TVs, and he has them all. So that would be great. So hit me up, TKK, and let's do it. Let's make a collaboration for that. I think this is information that people need to know because it is just not present on the reviews. Okay, on the reviews, and I'm talking about every review I've seen on YouTube. Nobody talks about the Blurbuster's law and this amount of milliseconds of persistence. And I don't know why. Because it is not more difficult to understand that than to understand other numbers that they share on these reviews. So, but yeah, it's just not there. It's an information that is not there. Okay, and definitely not there for gaming. Okay, nobody's thinking about using this backlight manipulation techniques and stuff for gaming. It's just nobody talks about it. So I think this is must needed content, and we can do that with TKK because he has the TVs to test. So I think that would be a very important collaboration, man. So let's do it. TKK says, I'll text you after your stream, we can put the plan together for the Q7 collaboration. That would be great, man. Absolutely. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's figure it out, man. Because I think these LCD TVs might be great. They might have great motion clarity. Man, so many comments. Wow, thank you guys for being here. I didn't even announce the stream. Wow, I think I'm overwhelmed with the questions. Let me try to cover them faster. Okay. Okay. Let's see where we are. Yes, on any game I want it as the highest refresh rate, and that G-Sync is a beast. So he's talking about 240 hertz with G-Sync. Absolutely. Jeb, the add-on also works in Metro 2033 Enhanced Edition that precedes Metro Last Light. Wow, so Mystic is saying that he tested it on Metro 2033. Actually, I have that game on Epic, and I was gonna test it. So that is the oldest game I've seen reported to work with this, because Metro 2033, how old is that game? 2011? That's a very old game, actually. Is that DirectX 11? I'm not sure. So that would be the oldest game to work with this major Paint the Cactus HDR10 add-on. So thanks for reporting that, man. Chrysler says, have you tried mini LED INNOCN27M2V? I heard wonderful things about it for HDR. I haven't. You know what? It would be great. I would be interested. So here's the thing. I am never going to be a reviewer. If I have to buy the TVs or buy the monitors, make the review and then return them. Why? Because I hate to do that, man. I just don't like it, because I don't feel great unboxing a brand new TV and then return it. I feel bad. I feel bad doing that. I just don't like it. So, but what I would like is for these companies to send me that. I would return it to them. I don't want it. I would like to test, for example, this monitor. And I'm not asking about the TV, okay? The TV is very expensive, especially if we're talking about a 55-inch or, high-end TV. They're not gonna send me that. But maybe the monitors. What I would like to test is the monitors that have backlight strobing or any kind of backlight manipulation technique, like NVIDIA ULMB 2.0. I believe that I have a lot to say about that, because I've been focused on motion clarity. I understand the Blurbusters law, okay? And if I have any questions, I have the Blurbusters chief contact, and he's kind enough to reply to me, okay, and to bless me with his infinite motion clarity wisdom, okay? So I think I can do a great job in reviewing specifically the motion clarity for these gaming monitors that have that backlight manipulation technique, and I would like to get review samples for that specifically. Now, I'm not going to buy them because that's not gonna be better than my LG C1. It's that simple, okay? The picture quality is very important too, and yeah, it's just a smaller screen, not perfect blacks, yeah, so it's not gonna be better, but I would still like to test them just to share my take on them. I think it would be pretty cool. Hey, what's up, Douglas Wright? He says, ever consider a Patreon account where people could donate so you could buy and review other panels? I will do it. I will do it. Here's the thing, man. I just don't like to ask for money. I do not like to ask for subscribers. I never say like, share, subscribe, support the channel. I don't like to do that. Okay, here the super thanks is there. People, I've been shocked to see how many people, and you can go back to the videos, people are donating money to the channel. I really appreciate it. I'm shocked. Like, I've never asked for support, never. Okay, I do this because I like it, but I understand that if I have to put so many hours on the channel, at some point it becomes a job. Okay, I enjoy doing it, but I need to get some kind of compensation for that, because then the decision is, do I do, for example, do I book a guitar lesson where I am making $60 an hour, or do I just make a YouTube video? Okay, I have to, at some point, I have to put things on a balance and say, okay, I have to make money with YouTube because my time is worth money, and other people are also demanding for my time, and it's just a decision, where do I want to put my time on? So at some point, Douglas, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to just to give people the option to support the channel, basically. But I haven't done it because I just don't really know what to say, man. Because I don't like to ask for money, for support. I just don't feel good doing it. But it makes sense. I will have to do it. So let's see. Let's keep reading the comments. Wow, we're getting a lot of comments, man. Let's see if we can catch up. Okay. GS to 5,000 subs made. Okay, cool. Razo, I game on a C2. Okay, do you want to buy 4090 for 4K 120? I don't want to buy it. Otherwise, I would have it already. The reason why, okay, it's a lot of money. Okay, it's a lot of money. There are other things that I much rather spend my money on right now. But the thing is, when I think about a 4090, what do I have on my mind? I have on my mind games that run very bad. Okay. What's the problem? Is it my PC problem? No, that's the game. So the game sucks anyway. Why would I spend so much money to play a game that sucks anyway? That I get the 49. Okay, let's say I get which game? Remnant. Okay, I get Remnant. I get a 4090. Would I be happy with the performance? No, I would not be happy. No, but you can use frame generation to go from 60 to 120. That's wonderful. That's not good enough. Okay, it's not good enough. A 4090 is to crush FPS. Okay, to use DLDSR. Okay, 2.25x of 4K to turn off anti-aliasing completely. Okay, not to get bare minimum expected level of performance. That's why I don't get a 4090. I would not be happy with it. I would be even more upset with a 4090. So yeah, that's my take on that. But it's amazing, man. If you want to get the best of the best, of course, get a 4090. So we have a super chat from Mystic 1978. Thank you, man. I really appreciate you. And you've been here for a very long time, supporting the channel. I really appreciate your take. So gracias, mi hermano. This is my brother from Spain. Okay, thanks a lot, man. Let's see. I'll try to read all the comments. I have half an hour more. There's something else I have to do, like an appointment I have to go to, but I still have half an hour. Let's see if I can read all the comments faster to catch up. Okay, so my Sony A95K QD OLED screams champion. Haha, QD OLED is amazing, man. Amazing. I really like the screen uniformity, especially the colors, the screen uniformity, and the full screen brightness. I tested on Costco. I went to Costco the other day. I did a community post. I tested the full screen brightness of the S90C D. And the D stands for more powerful speakers. So the S90C D that they are selling at Costco, it has 60 watts speakers instead of the regular 40-watt speakers. Okay, and I tested the full screen brightness. It was going over 300. Inaccurate testing. Okay, we're talking about a cell phone app. Okay, my cell phone app is called a Lux Light Meter app. But here's the thing. That's an inaccurate measurement, but it is a number, a reference that I am familiar with because I've tested that on my LG C1 OLED. So, okay, it's an inaccurate number, but I know the reference. So I compare my C1 with that, and it is a lot brighter. It's a lot brighter than S90C. Full screen. I'm talking about ABL limitations and stuff. And the other thing is that the full screen colors look very similar to my plasma. Okay, I took a picture of a green, a very beautiful green color that was full screen on that QD OLED. And that looked very good, man. Very, very good. I really, really like the screen uniformity and those full screen colors and the full screen brightness. And the thing with Samsung is that I know I can go to the service menu, disable the dimming, okay? The TPC and GSR that we disable on this LG OLED, that's very important to me. Very, very important to me to be able to disable that. So unfortunately, Sony doesn't give you that option. That's not a deal breaker for most people because most people are not going to go to the service menu and start tweaking settings and get more brightness and all of that. But it is something that is really important to me because I am used to no dimming. Okay, I get it. HDR, near black, it looks perfect, no dimming whatsoever. Okay, if I turn on TPC and GSR, it's like, so if I get a TV where that happens, it's gonna bother me a lot, a lot, a lot. So that's the thing between Sony and Samsung. That's my take. I would get a Samsung even with all the quality control issues, even with the inaccuracy and all of that. I would still go for a Samsung. So Mystic says, just tried Valhalla with the add-on, and the same thing happens as in Jedi Survivor. A lot of details is lost if you look at the sun and clouds using the major pane add-ons versus using native HDR. Yeah, that's true. I mentioned that on Immortal Phoenix Rising, for example. It's a very bright game. If you use this add-on, it looks almost the same as the native HDR, but the difference is the cloud. So you do have the ability to get more details with the native HDR implementation. It is always better to fix the native HDR implementation if you can. So now the problem with Assassin's Creed Valhalla is that it's not bright enough. So you would need to go wild with the Lilium shaders just to get more brightness. Because if you are on a bright sunny day and the average brightness or the average CLL on the scene is 50 nits, that doesn't look good. And on top of that, if you have to fix the black level rays and lower the black level, it's gonna look even darker. Okay, so that's the problem. Yes, you might get more details on the clouds, but if you're not looking at the clouds all the time, you're mostly looking at the game, it is better. Okay, this add-on looks better, especially when you go underwater. The native HDR has so much color banding. Also, the native HDR is not even HDR10. On Assassin's Creed Valhalla is sCRGB. That's not native HDR. That's auto HDR actually. So it doesn't look good, man. Assassin's Creed Valhalla HDR looks very, very bad. But you have the option. So go with whichever you prefer. So metadata is lost if you look in certain areas with the add-on. Those details are missing in the scene, therefore you lose details in specular lights, etc. versus native HDR. Yeah, absolutely. Native HDR done by the developers, well done by the developers, is the best. No question about that. But again, Assassin's Creed Valhalla doesn't have HDR10. That's sCRGB, that's auto HDR actually. So it is very strange that you're seeing more details on that game specifically. But I didn't even compare it too much. I just look at the overall impression and it was not even close. So I would not look into anything else really. So let me try to catch up with the comments. See where we are here. Okay. Man, so many comments. I think I'm lost. Okay, so okay, here we are. I can't wait to get my hands on the PS5 on Marvel's Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine developed by Insomniac. Man, Insomniac is the best. I mean, no question. I mean, no competition. They are the best. Their games are the best. I mean, the best quality, the best performance, the most spectacular games. They just run amazing. Of course, we have some issues on the PC with Ratchet and Clank at the beginning. Those issues, they get fixed over time. It's the way it is. Even when Nixus is making very good ports, yeah, we do have some issues. But the games, the quality of the game, just top tier. And it just looks so clear. I mean, the best TAA, DLSS implementation I've ever seen are these Insomniac games. The only defects I've seen was in Spider-Man Miles Morales. When they released it, the DLSS was looking different. When you have a static picture, it was looking kind of blurry. and when you move, it was looking sharper. But it seems like they fixed that, because also you can just update the DLSS, DLL on the installation folder. You can just update that all the time, and it fixes that issue. So right now it's just looking very, very, very nice, and I really like it. So yeah, they says PS5 is a good console and the interface is much better than Xbox. Yeah, Daniel Z says that's very good. The first time, okay, I read that already. Lunatic says, I want a native HDR picture in the games to calibrate perfectly my black and perfect max CLL without searching for the darkest and brightest spots in the game. Is there a solution? You want to calibrate the black level without having to search for the darkest and brightest spots. Yeah, the solution would be, and I asked Lilium for this, to have a test pattern on the shader that was responding to the game HDR. So you just open the game with a native HDR, you have this test pattern that's responding to the game, to the HDR from the game. So if you have black level rays, it's not gonna look black, basically. So have that for the blacks and have that for the whites, and that would be just open the game right there. You don't have to search on the game, nothing. But really, it is so easy to find the perfect example to fix. I mean, not so easy all the time. If you have a game like, let's say you have a game like Immortal Phoenix Rising, it's bright and colorful everywhere, and there's not a dynamic time of the day, so you don't have a night time or a way to see darkness. It might be challenging to find the black level. But it's very easy, man, especially now with this Lilium's black floor fixed shader. You just use the SDR black floor emulation and it fixes the game. It just looks, I mean, most of the games are fixed with that. It's just perfect. So Bixo says we can use the HDR shaders on DX9 games using DXVK and creating the DXVK.INEI. I don't know if you saw about that. I haven't. I'm going to check that out. Actually, let me take a screenshot of this comment so I can check it out. Yeah, I took a screenshot. I'm gonna check that out later. I have no idea what you're talking about. So I guess that what you're talking about is getting DirectX 11 on DirectX 9 games, so it works. I don't know. I will check that out. None of your fudge says, congrats for 5,000. Man, love seeing these passionate tech channels like yours grow. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Jimmy Harrison says, hey, man, always love the content. Thanks for everything. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Ali Tariq says, love you, bro. Much love to everybody. This is the first old TV. This is my first old TV, and man, the black is actually black and not gray. Not sure which TV you're talking about. Daniel ZH says, I agree, even if you like to create a look or lookup table, they have to give gamers an option to turn it off. Oh, he's probably talking about Starfield. Yeah, yeah, that's the thing, man. I totally agree with you here. If the developers want to add a color filter and just messed up everything, please just have an option. Okay, so basically they finish their game, the game is looking good, and someone that needs to be fired decides, why don't we just add a green color filter to the game and add and raise the black levels? Why don't we do that? and for some reason they let him screw the game. Okay, there has to be someone on the table who says, hey, you know what, that might not be the best idea for everybody, so why don't we give gamers the option to turn that crap off? Okay, thank you. That would be awesome. Yeah, absolutely agree with that. Francis Burke says, have you tried Jedi Survivor since the update? It is playing great now. Actually, I was thinking in getting the game now. I didn't want to support that crap. At the launch, that was trash, okay? And I played Jedi Fallen Order, okay? And I really liked that game. I didn't beat the game yet. Actually, I still have the save file But I liked the game. It was stuttering, but it was okay. It was not terrible. But I didn't want to support that crap. But I might get the game now that it is on a better shape. The Retrist says, do you think it is a good idea to upgrade from Z2 to Z3? There's no upgrade there. The LG C3 is almost the same as the Z2. No difference whatsoever. I would never, I mean, unless you want to just get a bigger size TV and you just want to upgrade the size, that's the only thing you could upgrade from the C2 to the C3. It's just the same TV. My recommendation, if you already have a WRGB OLED, especially if you already have a C1, CX, G1, GX, get a QD OLED just to get something different. Okay, that's it. That's my point. Just get something different because WRGB OLEDs it's the same thing. Okay, the G3 is brighter, but it's a WRGB OLED. Okay, you have the same limitations, the same advantages and the same disadvantages. So just get something different, especially if you are a TV enthusiast. Get something different. Okay, that's my recommendation. What do you think about the Cooler Master GP27? I have no idea. I would need to test it. Just pick up a Sony A90K good TV. I have no idea. So the A90K. So the A95K, I know that the A90K, is that a QD OLED like, is that like the same with Samsung that they have the S95C and they have the S90C, which is also QD OLED? I don't know. You let me know. Jimmy Harrison, I own a Sony A95K. A90K is great TV as well. Russell Govey says, so far this is one of the best purchases I've ever made. It is incredible for gaming. I use my TV for gaming and movies. Enjoy Sony products. Okay, nice. Horizon Forbidden West is rumored to be on PC soon. Thoughts? That's a good one, man. I really, really like how that game looks from what I've seen. Okay, I would like to test it on my PC, on my TV, see how it looks, the sharpness of the game and all of that. But that engine looks amazing. Okay, and Horizon Zero Dawn HDR is messed up, but the game looks absolutely incredible and it performs very, very well. I mean, if you compare, for example, if you compare Assassin's Creed Valhalla with Horizon Zero Dawn, and they release, Horizon Zero Dawn is from 2017, but when it released to PC, it was very close to Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Valhalla was after, but very soon after. It's not even close. Okay, Horizon Zero Dawn just looks so much better than Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It's just, they are not even on the same realm. So Horizon Forbidden West, from what I've seen, is gonna be the most spectacular game you can play on your PC. So I'm definitely excited about it, and they did a good job with the HDR too. So yeah, that's gonna be great. And we know it's going to perform well because it performs well on the PS5. So that's a very good indicative. I pay for Dolby Atmos on my Windows 10. It is like $10. Haha. Yeah, man, it's just a matter of principles. Okay, it's not principle because you're being more. I mean, you're doing the correct thing. Okay, but it just bothers me. Like I come from Cuba. Keep that in mind. Okay. So in Cuba, there's no way to pay for anything online. It just doesn't exist. So I have like a different mentality. Okay, so for me, it's like you want to make me pay for drivers? No, no way I'm paying $1 for drivers. So yeah, but that's a game, man. You're doing the right thing. Big Boss says, it is sad because right now I am at class, so I can watch the stream. So I will watch the video later. And I want to say again, congrats for the 5,000 subs. Well, thanks for being here, man. I appreciate you. Mosh says, you're doing God's work, man, my man. Had given up on HDR on my LG monitor, but with your guides and with upgrading to Windows 11 HDR is now worth the hassle. Thank you so much. Thank you, man, for saying that. This is my goal. This is my goal, and I see a lot of people giving up on HDR because it's a mess. Okay, we just want to play the games. Look at what I'm doing. To be honest, I haven't been able to sit and play the games that I want to play, like Armored Core, for like 2 weeks. I've been just testing. Okay, And this hasn't happened before. So far, I was just playing my games and just testing in between. But I've been like laser focused testing because I think that thanks to the work that we've been doing here, we are on a spot right now that there's not a single game that I can think of right now where we cannot get an awesome picture quality. Okay, it's that simple. We can get awesome. If it's not native HDR, it's at least with the SDR HDR trick, with TV settings, whatever it takes, we can get an awesome picture quality. And that's just great, man, because we just want to play the games. Okay, we just want to. Okay, we open the game. Okay, the HDR is crap. Turn that off. Use the mod. The mod doesn't work. Okay, TV settings. Let's go. That's it. That's what we need, man. We need to just not have to be testing, and so yeah, to offer solutions so people don't give up on HDR, because HDR just looks better. Okay, once you fix it, HDR is amazing. It looks very, very good. So we have another super chat. Hey, thank you, Lee Davis. I have had my Pioneer KRP 500M for 14 years, and everything I throw at it looks fantastic. I have an OLED. I have OLED FOMO. Would I regret getting the S95C? Absolutely not. And actually, I would recommend the QD OLED if you're coming from plasma, just because of that full screen uniformity, the colors, the full screen colors. My plasma is not as good. So the Pioneer that I have an Elite Pro 151 FD, okay, 60 inches. It's not as good as the one you have, but it's very close based on what Dirt Gary has told me, who is a Russian brother, member of our community, that he has a lot of Pioneer coolers, so he knows about this stuff. But I'm telling you, it's not as good as the one you have. But I'm telling you, like I was saying the other day, I just opened a simple, the MMA hour, like nothing, like it's not a movie, nothing, just looking at a static host speaking. And because of the colors of this on the studio, this was just looking amazing. I was like, wow, man, this looks incredible. 1080p, amazing looking. So plasmas are something special, and this Pioneer Kuro especially looks very, very nice. So a QD OLED S95C, I don't think you can go wrong with that. So now, depending on the screen size, if you're going to get the 77 inch, in my opinion, if I were to get the 77 inch, I will definitely 100% get the S90C. Why? Because it's cheaper, because it doesn't have the One Connect box potential dropouts that people have been reporting. That's the only issue I've seen about the S95C. Sometimes some people are experiencing some dropouts. So basically, you lose picture, you still hear sound, it goes on and off. That's an issue that can happen with a One Connect box. So the S90C doesn't have that issue, and yes, it also has the 48 gigabits, it's 48 gigabytes bandwidth, but that's not a big deal. That doesn't really matter a lot. But yeah, 77 inch, I would get the S90C instead of the S95C. It's just a no-brainer. But you cannot go wrong with the S95C, man. That's probably, in terms of colors and HDR impact, that's probably the best TV. But just make sure you have a dark room, and you know that if you have a plasma. This plasma has the same screen coating as your KRP 500M, and you know that you have to be in a dark room to get the best picture quality. So I don't have to tell you that. So, but yeah, you cannot go wrong with that, man. So yeah, thank you for the super chat. Let me keep reading the comments here. Man, we have so many comments. I am overwhelmed. Let me try to catch up. I want to read them all. I still have like 20 minutes. Huh. Let me see if I can do this. Okay, 120 FPS on my C2 is way enough of motion clarity. Maybe it is bad on the C1. Man, 120 FPS is a great gaming experience. No question about that. Especially the input lag on these OLED TVs is great. So what I would say is just enjoy the HDR. If you use OLED Motion Pro or BFI, you're killing the brightness. Enjoy HDR. So enjoy the best experience you can get. And on a C2, the best experience you can get is 120 FPS with HDR. No question about that. So a lot of congrats here. Why there is no contrast with HDR in Starfield? Because they messed up the color grading, man. Unfortunately, they raised the black level and add a color filter. Shadowplay says, thanks and congrats again. That's all good tips for BF5. OW doesn't have motion blur, but don't know if it has TAA. OW, what is OW? I don't know which game are you referring to. I will find some other game to test. I'm not sure what is OW. Red Dead Redemption 2 with DLSS also suffers from that. Yeah, he was talking about the difference between static and moving picture, the sharpness difference. Red Dead Redemption is one of the worst in that. You know, when you move the camera with DLSS on Red Dead Redemption 2, it becomes sharper. I'm talking about significantly sharper, and it just looks so bad, man. So bad that I prefer the blurry TAA. Yeah, it says the exact frame when the camera moves, there is a sharpness filter forced on the image, even when turned off. It's absolutely terrible. I think that the only way we can make Red Dead Redemption 2 look amazing, we're talking about no flaws on the picture, is on a very far future where we can get 16K resolution on a 16K TV, that's 100-inch, something like that, and we have enough horsepower to get like at least 240 FPS at 16K or more. And then we go to the config file of Red Dead Redemption. We have to turn off the anti-aliasing completely, but what happens when you turn off anti-aliasing on Red Dead Redemption is that you break the LOD. So you get popping and it is just atrocious. So the game looks broken. But on the config file, there is a number that you can increase to increase the draw distance. But it is so demanding. We're talking about it's just gonna crush any GPU. Your 49 is gonna get 2 frames per second if you crank up that number. So I see on a very far future where we can get 16K on Red Dead Redemption, max out that draw distance so you don't see any popping, no aliasing, no sharpness problem. But then at that point, you're going to realize, I mean, even now, you realize that the character models are outdated, especially the hair rendering is very, very bad looking. The textures are low resolution, so at that point, you're going to just laugh and say, man, this game should have been different. But yeah, aside from that, it's just one of the best games ever created, in my opinion. It just looks very, very bad. They messed it up. So yeah, let's see what else we have here. Trying to catch up with all the questions. Okay. I have a problem with dark area in game with my plasma TV Panasonic. I have full brightness and contrast and the fake HDR, but when I go to a cave in Elden Ring, it is too dark. A way to fix that? Yeah, absolutely. Says Zero Major. What you have to do on SDR, regardless if you're using a plasma TV or any other display, use reshade with this preset that is called PROD80 03 curved levels. PROD80 03 curved levels. So install the PR80 shaders. And what you have to do is increase the visibility near black using the toe position X and the toe position Y. Or the shoulder, yeah, the toe, I think the toe position. So what you do is you see that there is a graph that is like representing gamma. What you have to do is to bump up that gamma a little bit. So you have more visibility near black, and that's it. That's going to fix. If your TV is crushing blacks a little bit, that's going to fix that. And check out the plasma settings so you don't clip colors. So make sure that you're not increasing the contrast and the color saturation going past the point where you're clipping colors. Just open this YouTube video that is called Rec 709 color clipping test or something like that I've shared before on the channel, and make sure that everything is flashing, that you're not crushing any details. That's it. That's the solution. It works very well. I've done it with my Pioneer Cooler. Just make sure you don't overdo it, so you don't affect the picture in a negative way. Um, so yeah. Hola maestro, gracias por su trabajo. 5,000 suscriptores, bravo. Tú es super. Well, thank you. Just saying, congratulations. Sucked in school at French classes. Full HD says, what? You are live. Yeah, we're live. This is live right now. A zero major. Try to play with Gamma. Yeah. My setup is Xbox Series X and LG C1 55-inch Dolby Vision HDR is working on both Xbox and PS5. I believe. No, PS5 doesn't have Dolby Vision. Anyways, so while gaming FPS games or story games, do I turn on the AMD or G-Sync on the TV? You can turn them both. It's not going to affect anything, but only the FreeSync is going to work on the consoles. But it's not going to hurt if you turn them both on. Only one of them is going to be working. And you will see the notification FreeSync is the one working. Ali Al-Meheri says, plus, or is it better playing with OLED Motion Pro High and switch it off the AMD G-Sync and TV? It's not a matter of being better or worse. It is different. You get better motion clarity for sure. So give it a try. Yeah, you have to turn off VRR to have Motion Pro working. BFI on these LG OLEDs. Douglas Wright says, congratulations, you are the main reason why I own 3 LG C1s. Wow, 3 of them. You have one on each room. That's great. Zero Major says, full HD, I'll try that tonight. Yeah, man, the LG C1 is a legendary TV at this point. LG C1, G1, CX, GX, they are legendary TVs because of this OLED Motion Pro feature that unfortunately was eliminated. They are legends at this point. I would strongly suggest everyone to buy one, at least, just to have it as a monitor for this feature alone. Zero Major says, try with Auto HDR from Paint Cactus. Congrats. Your blue light killer settings made me enjoy my C1 comfortably. My eye strain was unbearable before that. Awesome, man, says Rami Karam. I absolutely love the blue light killer settings. Okay, actually, I share SDR blue light killer settings and SDR HDR trick blue light killer setting. But you know what's coming with this new add-on? I'm going to share with you how to get the brightest ever picture to use OLED Motion Pro on these LG OLEDs. And because it is so bright and it looks perfectly bright near black when using OLED Motion Pro, we don't have to use the SDR HDR trick 22-point calibration. So what I'm going to share next, coming soon, okay, I'm working on it, is I'm going to calibrate native HDR without increasing the visibility near black. Just a calibration that is gonna be blue light killer. So I like it. I love this blue light killer settings, because here's what happens with blue light killer settings. You can play closer to going to sleep, okay, and you can sleep better. And I finish my day and I play the games before going to sleep, because that's when I have the time. That's not ideal, okay? Ideally, you want to be 2 hours at least before going to sleep without watching any screen, okay? Why? Because blue lights, they are going to affect your circadian rhythm, okay? And just physically, for your eyes, it just strains your eyes more, okay? But that's the time I have, so I have to play before going to sleep. So for me, blue light killer settings that look awesome, it's just so amazing. And the thing is, if you use the blue light killer setting of the TV, just the reduced blue light setting of this LG OLED, it looks bad. It looks bad because it looks kind of green and yellowish everywhere. It doesn't look great. But with the calibration that I share, and the next calibration that I'm going to share, it looks as warm as the blue light killers. It looks as warm as reduced blue light, but it looks good. It doesn't look like greenish and stuff. So yes, you get the whites looking yellow, okay, but it doesn't look bad, okay, to me, to my eyes. It just looks fantastic, man. Fantastic. And actually my plasma looks like that. So I really, with the calibration that I am using on my Kuro, it looks like that. So I absolutely love that picture. That's the way I played the game. So that's coming next, just to let you know. And I'm happy to hear that you are enjoying those settings, because I enjoy them too. That's how I am playing now. That's how I use my TV. I really like them. But I also share other options without having to get a blue light killer. I also share how to just get a more 6500K kind of picture with my inaccurate calibration. Okay, I enjoy doing the calibration with a cell phone app. Okay, it's called Color Temperature Meter app, and I use that app just to make sure that across the entire grayscale I have the same color temperature reading. Okay, that doesn't mean that's D65. So okay, D65 is a specific coordinate. Okay, so we're not getting that with this app, but at least we are getting something that looks good. At least to me, it looks very good. It looks better than the out of the box, so I really enjoy it. And I'm just sharing that. I've never said that I'm an expert. I don't have a colorimeter. I just having fun and share the things that I learn, the things that look good to me. He makes it like a new TV. Yes. Congrats over 5,000K, says Aoba Dayo. So paint cactus HDR noted. Yeah, zero major. This is called Major Paint the Cactus, the new HDR10 mod that we discovered. Bruno Jorge Moraes from Brazil, I think you are. Congratulations. Yeah, Bruno, he's one of our superstars here on the channel. He just drops, this man, each comment that he makes is a knowledge bomb. Okay, he just drops bombs of knowledge. Okay, so thank you. I appreciate you. You're one of my favorite members here, because you're always sharing a lot of interesting things that you learn and that you know. And I learn a lot just by reading your comments. I really enjoy it. So yeah, but I appreciate everybody. All comments are good. Zero Major says, I was playing Friday the 13th, the game, and I was just too dark with my plasma. Hard to see. Yeah, just check that out. The PROD 8003 curved levels. Douglas Wright says, ever consider a okay, I already read that. I had to mail back one of my Neo G7 monitors to Amazon due to stock pixel, and it is such a headache boxing things up and dealing with couriers. Yeah. But let me tell you something. This is something that I thought about making a video about this, but I don't want anyone to realize that they have dead pixels on their OLED and then be unhappy with that, man, because it's one of those things that you're better off not knowing. Okay? But if you zoom in, and I've tested this with my camera, if you zoom in on your screen and you look very carefully, you will find dead pixels on your OLED. But let's leave it there. It's not a big deal. Don't even try it, because it's gonna make you unhappy. You don't notice that. It's difficult to notice unless it is a lot of them, or it is just you're not gonna notice that, but it's there. Okay, we have dead pixels. So, but yeah, I mean, if you have a monitor which is a smaller screen size, maybe a lower resolution, maybe it's more noticeable. So yeah, definitely return it. If it bothers you, if you can see it, return it. But yeah, these OLEDs, they have dead pixels. Even if you go to the store, and I've tested this myself on the store, zoom in. Actually, I'm going to make a video about that. I'm gonna go to the store and I'm going to zoom in with my camera, okay, and I'm going to show you that all the TVs on the store have dead pixels, all of them. You just need to look for it. It's very difficult to find an OLED TV that doesn't have a dead pixel, but it is what it is, man. It's not a matter of quality control. It's just very difficult, it seems, to have a perfect panel. So yeah. Um, do you know? Okay, I read that question already. I am familiar with Spanish and Portuguese language. I like how you say specifically. That sounds good, but I think you mean specifically when you say that. Yeah, specifically, specifically. Yeah, the most important thing is to be understood, man. I don't worry too much about that. I also like to say wrong, and just pronounce the R very strongly, because people like it. People tell me, "Hey, I enjoy how you do that." Man. That's not accurate to the English language. You don't do that in English, but I know how to do it better. I just do it intentionally, and it's okay. I don't care. You're such a humble guy. It really goes to show. Want to see you grow even more, my friend. Well, thank you, Douglas. I really appreciate you. Uh, you're such a good dude, man. I wish you all the success. Been watching you since the start. I have always been an HDR nut. Love your energy. Well, thank you, Francis, man. I appreciate you. Uh, and while watching movies, is it better to put settings at a smooth movement or custom at de-judder and de-blur with OLED Motion Pro at high? Thanks. So I'm not gonna say it's better, man, because the motion interpolation artifacts when you're upscaling 24 FPS up to 120 is really bad. Okay, really, really bad. The thing is, I do that sometimes just to imagine how the movie would look if it was actually 120 FPS, but it doesn't look great. But the settings, to answer your question, the maximum motion clarity you can get with 24 FPS with the TV settings is the Judder 10 OLED Motion Pro Medium. Okay, high doesn't work, medium works. High doesn't work for that because the high is stuck at 60 basically. Spider-Man 2 is going to be fire. Yeah, I believe so. Any updates on Cactus HDR settings on OLED Motion Pro High on PC? That's coming. That's just right here. I'm testing it right now. I have the game open right now. I'm testing it. Yeah, there is an update coming for that, of course. We are always ending with Motion Pro settings because that's how I play. So what I've been trying to figure out is HDR. My ultimate goal with HDR on this LG C1 is to get a bright enough picture to use OLED Motion Pro. That's it. So that's always coming. When you see a new discovery, OLED Motion Pro is coming for that. So Full HD says, "Hey Ariel, did you hear about BOE new cell panels?" No. What is the new cell panels? Cell panels, like an hexagonal shape or something? I don't know. I'll look it up. Bixo says, use DXVK and then create DXVK config file and put this line on it. I'll take a screenshot of this. I'll check that out. Absolutely. Thank you a lot. I appreciate you. Asturia Kaito says, congrats. Flashpoint says, awesome job, buddy. Well, thank you, Flashpoint. Kevin Schwartz says, 10,000K next, my friend. Congrats. Thank you. Am I the only one who's fine with SDR low? It looks fine on my C1 even with BFI. Yeah, SDR looks fine. It looks fine. That's the thing. HDR looks better. It looks awesome. Now, but SDR looks good. I enjoy when I actually sometimes I play with both TVs at the same time, especially now, C1 and the Kuro. And I have to use SDR to do that. And with the calibration that I share the blue light killer settings to match my Pioneer Kuro. I think that's one of the most interesting settings that I've shared for my LG C1 OLED. Because, of course, it might not look exactly the same on your TV, but try this SDR blue light killer settings that I shared for my LG OLED, because that's how my plasma looks, like exactly the same as my Pioneer Kuro plasma looks. And that's just an interesting way, an interesting look. It looks so similar. Kevin Schwartz says, where are you at in Armored Core 6? I haven't been able to play it, man. I've been testing all the time, but that's the game I'm going to play. That's the game that I'm going to sit after I finish all this testing, all the settings that I want to share, and in between, the game that I'm sitting on playing is Armored Core because I'm liking it. I like the gameplay a lot. If you add, Francis says, if you add the new DLSS DLL to the Red Dead Redemption 2 fixes the shimmer during motion. I've tried dropping different DLSS files to Red Dead. I have Red Dead Online, which I haven't played a lot. I'll give it a try, see if they maybe fix that. How can I set up the HDR black floor fix from Lilium or another mod to get better contrast and soft black level rays on Starfield? For Starfield, to fix the black level rays, all you have to do is to download the no color filter mod from Nexus mod. That's what you have to do. Don't fight trying to use the Lilium shaders to fix the black floor, because the problem when you do that is because Starfield has a green color filter. When you lower the black level to fix the black level rays, then the color filter becomes more noticeable, because when you lower the black level, the colors become more saturated. So you definitely don't want a green color filter becoming more saturated, because it looks so bad. It looks horrendously bad. So yeah, just download the no color filter mod for Starfield instead of just lowering the black level, because that's the way to fix it. That's how you fix that game, man. It's just a mess. So yeah, we have to finish soon. I'll try to read all the comments we have. I appreciate you guys being here. Let me know your final questions before we finish. Did you try HDR with the query? I actually have the query on Epic Games. It's an Unreal Engine 4 game. It should work perfectly. Absolutely amazing. Actually, I recorded a video on HDR showing an Unreal Engine 4 game with my PC. So I recorded it from my PC, so you can see it on HDR. But YouTube is still processing that video. So I have to wait until the process is done, but it looks good, man. It looks very, very good. So the only thing you have to check with this Major Paint the Cactus mod is the majority of the games are going to work with 2.2, but some games are working with sRGB. Okay, so it depends on the grading of the game, basically. So that's the only thing you have to change. The brightness depending on your display, and which one, 2.2 or sRGB, that's it. Eric Thomas says, congratulations. I'm wondering which state you're in. I'm in Wisconsin. Very cold. Very, very extreme weather. Raizo Govi says, who still enjoys 720p? Well, yeah, get a Plasma 1080p at least. It makes a big difference. I remember playing in 2011 Battlefield 3 on 720p 60 FPS low to medium quality of graphics. I mean, I beat Dark Souls 3 when I was in Cuba with a 1050 Ti, a crappy office monitor that was 60 Hz, with mouse and keyboard, a screen tearing like crazy because I couldn't get 60 FPS in Dark Souls 3, and I didn't even know how to lock the enemy. The lock on button, I didn't know because I didn't know English to read the tutorial. So I beat the game without a lock button. And like at 40 frames per second with screen tearing 720p was awful. Very, very bad. But that's how I could play the game. So I am privileged now to have what I have and enjoy the games with tremendous quality. Apple said their new iPhone will compete with some high-end PCs because the ray tracing support, and no, that's not true. Like, it's impossible. But you know, if Apple says that, people are gonna buy it anyway. Console games coming to the App Store. That's not possible. And I'm not an Apple fan. I will never buy anything from Apple. It's just, I don't like their business model, man. They want to charge you for everything. For everything. Like I was on a guitar class the other day, and I was like, hey, download this free app that is it has like a metronome that it has clapping and all and percussion, all that stuff. It's free. Just download it. I recommend it to you. And he had an iPhone. It was like, well, actually, it cost like $5. The app was not free on the iPhone. It was free for me. And if you want to check this, the name of the app is Another Flamenco Compass or Another Flamenco app or something like that. Check that out on an iPhone. It costs money and it's free on Android. I don't like Apple because of those kind of stuff. Ido says, hey Ariel, your latest reshade tips and auto HDR mod or native is golden. Recently tried on many games with or without HDR support and it fixes everything. How HDR actually supposed to be. Awesome find. That's what I see, man. I see like right now, I have right now The Division with this. And it looks so good. I'm talking about no mercy. Okay, we're on the snow, bright snow, sunny day, and it is no mercy. Okay, so bright as my TV can be. Okay, it just looks awesome. No clipping, perfect contrast. The black level is just absolutely amazing. Like it's just flawless. Like I was even thinking in doing for the first time a side-by-side video comparing the Division 2 native HDR with this. I might do it, but it just takes a lot of work. It is awesome, man. Just give it a try, man. It's just absolutely incredible. Are you excited for Spider-Man 2? Absolutely, man. Spider-Man, in my opinion, and now Ratchet and Clank is the most spectacular gaming experience I've ever had. Why? Because the game is just spectacular, and because the performance and the clarity of the game is just on another level. Okay? Once you play Spider-Man on a PC at 120 frames per second, okay, looking absolutely incredible, no stuttering, just flawless performance. And then you play Remnant, or you play this Unreal Engine 5 games, you're wondering, why is this game performing so bad? It looks bad anyway. It sucks. So I want this on Insomniac goodness. This is how I want the games to look. So Sanchez Gamer says, you are an expert in my book. Well, thank you, man. I try my best. I am learning. Outlaw says, congrats, man. Boons, congrats on hitting 5,000. Really loving your stuff. British Dragon say, yo, congratulations, my man. Thank you. I appreciate you. Eric says, do you think it is difficult for LG to lower the input lag on their TVs? The C1 has 85 milliseconds, but the Samsung S95C only has about 50 or 60, I think. But the interpolation looks the same. Oh, so you mean for LG to lower the input lag when you are not on game optimizer mode? Absolutely. And in my opinion, a low latency motion interpolation for gaming is so amazing. Okay, this is something that these TVs need to, these TV manufacturers, they need to understand. They have to go deep into it. For example, imagine that they advertise a TV that comes with a graphics card kind of processing power, okay, like a GPU kind of device with active cooling, okay? And imagine that that device is just AI specifically designed for low latency motion interpolation. And imagine that you get a TV like that, that's 240 hertz, 4K, and it can go from 60 FPS on your game to 240. And it looks amazing, okay? It looks like frame generation from NVIDIA, okay? I know that's possible, and it would be something very, very powerful to sell to gamers, okay? Very powerful. So you might think, oh, but we don't need that. We have frame generation. Yeah, we don't have frame generation on every single game, okay? And that might never happen. So now let's see how this AMD FSR3 works. The frame generation from AMD to all the games is only gonna work for the latest AMD graphics cards, but I'm very excited about it. I cannot wait to test that FSR3. I think it's a great idea. I think it's gonna be great. Hopefully it looks good. You have to have the Steam version of Red Dead Redemption 2 to drop DLSS DLL as Rockstar launchers resets to the older version. Oh, that might be why. I have the Rockstar version because I don't, if I have to have the Rockstar launcher anyway, I got it on Rockstar, so a launcher, so, and I have Red Dead Online too. As Rockstar launcher resets to the older version of DLSS when you relaunch the game. Oh, that might be why I don't see any difference really. I've been dropping those DLSS updates and they'll suck. I always send people your way when they have HDR problems with their games on OLED, says Mex Drago. I would rather have them be educated and just copy some settings, lol. That has been my goal. Instead of just giving the settings, I try to explain why. At least the way I understand it. I might be wrong, but it's just better trying to figure it out than just having to depend on me or anyone to just to set the HDR settings. It is better to explain, in my opinion. The worst thing about my LG C1 is that I notice how bad games look. Yeah, it reveals all the imperfections. Have you looked into Pumbaa's tone map and shader for the major paint the cactus mod? I haven't. I will. I will absolutely do that. Isham. I notice it looks better and more accurate compared to Lilium's inverse tone mapping with the right settings and has its own black level fix. I will definitely check that out. Actually, let me screenshot this comment. I will check that out. I love that they know how. I love Darks says, I love that they now have to use USB connectors and removable batteries. Oh, Apple, you mean? They're forcing them to do that. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff I don't like from them, man. Patrick says, native Resident Evil Village and Resident Evil 4 remake on the App Store soon. That's for Apple. Okay. Can you show us any dead pixels on your C1? Yes, I can. A lot of them actually, but you don't notice, man. I don't know. I'm not sure if I should make that video because it's going to make a lot of people unhappy with their TVs, and that's the last thing that I want to do. I understand it's a limitation. I'm not sure if you want to know that, man. Simon Hoshak. Oh, I have my alarm. Yeah, so I have to go, man. I have to go. Let me try to read the final comments real quick. Simon Hosha, congrats on your milestone and all your assistance to get my graphics to the best it can be. I wish you continue happiness and success. Thank you very much, Simon Hoshak. The Silo was okay. Apple TV series, congrats on the 5,000. What do you use for gaming and movies? Dynamic range settings? Do you just set up full and forget, or do you switch to limited for movies and full games? Just leave it on auto. Leave it on auto. The TV is gonna change automatically. If you're on PC, you have full on the GPU, it's gonna stay full, and the TV is gonna be full. You don't have to change. You don't have to mismatch them. Basically, I recommended that in the past because I didn't know better. It is better to lower the black level if you see black level raised than to force limited. Ramp says, congratulations. Isham says that will definitely happen. The question is who will be the first manufacturer to try it, and I would bet on Asus. So you mean the low latency motion interpolation? That makes a lot of sense actually. An Asus monitor with a freaking GPU on the back doing low latency motion interpolation on their monitors. So imagine 480 hertz OLED, okay, with a GPU on the back. We're talking about $4,000 monitor, okay. That's, I mean, it has to be big. I want 48 inch or bigger, but yeah, maybe even if it's 32 inch, no, make it bigger so you can have a big GPU on the back with active cooling. That would be awesome. I think Asus is the perfect candidate because they do monitors and they do GPUs at a very high level. So Gang says 24p movies are trash. Okay, absolute garbage. I agree with you, bro. Ale Tarek says, how to set up the best ratio with brightness, contrast, and gamma in HDR for video games in general. Oh, that's a very long question to answer. Check out the videos. I've shared that, how to do that many different ways. 24p movies are fine. The problem is complete lack of HFR options in 99% of movie today. Francis says, if you want a Steam version of Red Dead Redemption, I'll send you a keymate. It begins you save the game over from Rockstar launcher. Have a great evening. I appreciate you, Francis. Thank you. Chris D 1981 says, congratulations, bro. Artes says, yo, I was here. Congrats. Well, thanks everyone who shows up. I didn't even announce this live stream, and we had a lot of people in the chat. 63 likes. I really appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here. We still have a lot more to share. Okay, I have some HDR videos on the pipeline. I have TV settings for the C1. I have OLED Motion Pro. I have low blue light killer settings for this new Major Paint the Cactus mod with OLED Motion Pro, and whatever comes next. We have new games coming. We have Lies of P, which I'm excited about. I already know I like the game a lot. So yeah, there's a lot coming. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys. Have the best day. Thank you for all the support, for all the subscribers, for the super chats. Thank you, everybody, and have a great day.